Number 10. Black Swan. Natalie Portman, a really nice, really sweet perfectionist-type ballet dancer who's given the role of a lifetime, as she's given the role of the Swan Queen, but she has to be both White Swan, who pretty much is what she is naturally, and Black Swan, which is everything she is absolutely not. But somewhere deep inside Natalie Portman's character, you can see the spark of the Black Swans. And Mila Kunis' character, she's kind of Natalie Portman's opposite side. She's like the real-life Black Swan in the movie. The Black Swan role would be as easy for her as the White Swan role is for Natalie Portman. And Mila Kunis played the role really well. Black Swan is a 2010 American psychological horror film, directed by Darren Aronofsky. It was also a commercial success, grossing $329 million worldwide. Number 9. Luckiest Girl Alive. A writer's perfectly crafted New York City life starts to unravel when a true crime documentary forces her to confront her harrowing high school history and question the choices she made as a teen girl. This is told in 2 timelines, one in the present as we watch Mila Kunis as an adult Annie who's working at a magazine and living the life of a fiancé to a rich man. The other story follows Chiara Aurelia as a younger Annie, and it takes place when she was a high school student. Both actresses do a wonderful job in portraying Annie in their particular stage of life. Kunis's Annie comes across at times very temperamental, but as the story unfolds it's very understandable why she reacts and protects herself the way that she does. Luckiest Girl Alive is a 2022 mystery thriller film, directed by Mike Barker. Number 8. Oz the Great and Powerful. In this movie, James Franco plays a magician and con artist, and he eventually gets whisked away in a hot air balloon off to Oz. And where he meets a witch, Theodora, played by Mila Kunis. In Oz, they have this prophecy where this one man, a wizard, will come and bring balance to everything. He'll make everything safe, he'll keep everyone protected. He'll use his magic and his ways to keep everyone happy and keep the bad people away. James Franco gives a really good performance here. Rachel Weisz is also very good in the film. Now Mila Kunis has a pretty substantial role, and she does a good job. Oz the Great and Powerful is a 2013 American fantasy adventure film, directed by Sam Raimi, based on L. Frank Baum's early 20th century Oz novels, and set 20 years before the events of the original 1900 novel. Number 7. The Angriest Man in Brooklyn. Henry Altman is mad at the world, taking his anger out on anyone who gets in his way. When he has finally seen Dr. Sharon Gill, and she reveals that Henry has a brain aneurysm, and the doctor abruptly tells him he has only 90 minutes. He sets off to make amends for all the wrong that he has done, but his personality and his anger keep getting in the way. The doctor takes off after not only to save her own career, but she has to get Henry to a specialist. If he gets too angry too often, he's going to make her lie become the truth. Mila Kunis is the big surprise in this movie, and we get to see some dramatic ability from her in the film. The Angriest Man in Brooklyn is a 2014 American comedy drama film, directed by Phil Alden Robinson. This is the final film starring Williams to be released during his lifetime. Number 6. For Good Days. Mila Kunis plays Molly, a 31-year-old who's been dealing with heroin addiction for the last 10 years, and has gone in and out of rehab 14 times. She shows up on her mother's doorstep, and Molly asks for her mother's help one last time to get through rehab. Her Medicare pays for 3 days in the facility, but then she must survive 4 days out in the world without using, until she can get a shot that makes her immune to the drugs. We have gotten a slew of addiction dramas in the last couple of years, but most of the movies have all followed young men dealing with this struggle. So it was really refreshing to get a female's perspective of addiction, and also add in the mother-daughter relationship to the movie. For Good Days is a 2020 American drama film, directed and produced by Rodrigo Garcia. Number 5. The Spy Who Dumped Me. It stars Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon as best friends. Audrey and Morgan. Turns out Audrey's ex-boyfriend is a spy, and they wind up becoming involved in one of his super dangerous missions. Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon do great jobs in their individual roles in this film. Mila is a powerhouse when it comes to leading a comedy, while Kate brings her unique style of weird and quirky, and ends up owning it in her best role to date. The premise is a great high-concept idea to center a story around. A lot of action comedies about people being thrown into the world of espionage end up following an average female citizen that is whisked away by a male spy, but in this one the female takes control of the situation and it owns it, which is a refreshing addition to the genre. The Spy Who Dumped Me is a 2018 American action spy spoof comedy film, and it received mixed reviews from critics. Number 4. Ted. When Mark Wahlberg was a little boy, he wished for a best friend. His parents got him his teddy bear, and it came alive and became his best friend. Now we got till later Mark Wahlberg's 35 years old, he's going out with Mila Kunis, And the whole thing is that Mark Wahlberg still has this man-boy thing, and he's there with Ted, his best friend's a teddy bear. The movie had a good heart to it, also it wasn't just raunch, and there's a lot of offensive jokes. Ted is a 2012 American comedy film. It received generally positive reviews. Ted was a box office hit, grossing $549.4 million, and it also the highest grossing comedy film of 2012, and successfully launched a franchise, with a sequel released in 2015. Number 3. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. A man named Peter, who has recently broken up with by his famous girlfriend actress Sarah Marshall. In order to regain his composure and his happiness, Peter heads to Hawaii to take a vacation and to collect his thoughts. And he met a girl named Rachel, played by Mila Kunis. However, he just so happens to be staying at the exact same hotel as his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend staying too. To stay away from his ex-girlfriend, Peter tried to connect with hotel employees. This film is hilarious. It has a lot of interesting things to say about love and friendship too, and it has excellently written and performed characters. I mean, when you combine those three elements, you have one hell of a romantic comedy. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a 2008 American comedy film, directed by Nicholas Stoller. Number 2. Bad Moms. Mila Kunis has 2 children and a husband, who doesn't really do anything, so she's forced to take care of everything on her own, and put everything on her plate, and pretty much just take care of all of the things. Basically just devote to her entire life to her children and her family, and pretty much doesn't leave any time for herself. She finds out that her husband is cheating on her, and then she decided she gonna be a bad mom, so she teams up with Kristen Bell and Katherine Hahn, who both also want to be bad moms, and they form this little clique of like quirky best friends. And it's basically turns into a huge war, which is the bad moms versus the really annoying PTA moms. And they have to fight to take down the PTA moms to save their children. Bad Moms is a 2016 American comedy film. It received mixed reviews from critics and grossed over $183 million worldwide. Also a sequel, A Bad Mom's Christmas, was released in November 2017. Number 1. Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits is a story of Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake, 2 people who are emotionally damaged. They've had their hearts broken, so they're emotionally unavailable. They're done with the dating scene, and the 2 become really good friends. And then Timberlake throws out something that anyone would in that situation, and so they do it. But inevitably, when you embark on something like this, you do get drama. It's as predictable as a rom-com. If you've seen No Strings Attached, you pretty much know exactly how this is gonna play out. But it is a little different. The chemistry between Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis is awesome, and you really actually buy the fact that they are friends. Supporting character in Friends with Benefits that was really funny. Friends with Benefits is a 2011 American romantic comedy film. Friends with Benefits was generally well received by film critics. The film also became a commercial success at the box office, grossing $149.5 million worldwide.